Another day, another Call of Duty getting confirmed. Well, folks, we have a prophecy coming true. So another Call of Duty is confirmed, and it is official that it's gonna be called Modern Warfare 2. We got the homie JackFrags.
I was on a call with the game director, creative director, and Call of Duty franchise director, talking all about this year's Call of Duty game, a sequel to Modern Warfare.
That's like 3 directors. God damn, bro.
Call of Duty Warzone 2. They spilled the beans on a lot of stuff with the game, and there was a QA session afterwards where we could talk about the current state of Warzone and also a ton of upcoming features and info for Warzone 2. So we're going to get stuck into it now. Here's all the important stuff that you need to know. So Call of Duty 2022 this year is a sequel to Modern Warfare 2019.
There it is.
I'm sure that many of you have already heard those rumors, but that's confirmed to be true now. It'll probably end up being called Modern Warfare 2. So they're working on this new Call of Duty.
My God, that's gonna cause so much confusion, because if they just call it Modern Warfare 2, it's gonna sell, okay? Don't get me wrong. I think they're gonna keep playing simple. They're gonna call it Modern Warfare 2, but the casuals out there, they would be like, yo, okay, like, you know, all the kiddos out there, I feel like
and
that.
At the same time, a new Warzone game designed together from the ground up. And with the new Warzone, they've innovated in significant ways, and they mentioned gun builders, modes, and perks. This new Warzone will be a massive evolution of Battle Royale with an all-new play space and new sandbox mode. And Pat Kelly, who is the Call of Duty franchise director, elaborated on this a bit. He said that they're trying some significant innovations in this, endeavoring to achieve the same kind of innovation that they made in Warzone 1. They felt like they really missed on the ability to give players some freedom and agency on how they play. So they want to make sure that with this game, no 2 matches play the same, and to let players define what winning looks like. Now that was very vague and ambiguous, but the way that I took it was that there might be extraction opportunities throughout the match, but that's just my personal interpretation of what Pat said. He also mentioned that they've got massively cool stuff in the works for the game, and it will be disruptive and innovative. And by disruptive, he clarified.
I don't know if I want to believe that, but calling the game Modern Warfare 2 is good. But what I was about to say here was that, yo, during Christmas time, all the kiddos out there, they will be asking about Modern Warfare 2, and just good luck not getting that 2009 version, you know what I mean?
Clarified that it meant it's not going to be the same old where they just like release new guns, operators, etc. And it's going to be far more meta changing than that. But they're not thinking about boost jumping and those kind of things. They didn't talk at all about the new sandbox mode, so lots of question marks about what that is. The new game and the new version of Warzone will be made on a new engine, and going forward from this game and the new Warzone, there will be one engine powering all the COD games. They said that this engine is
I don't know how I feel about it. So one engine for all the future Call of Duty games. So let's say if you're out there that does not like Modern Warfare engine, well, shiza, that's it. But if you love it, then that's actually good news.
Better than what they've got at the moment, and it means that engineers and developers can now work on a single entity, and they've got no intent to homogenize things either, and each game integration in the future will still have a unique feel, and they appreciate and value that because they think that it keeps things fresh. That right there pretty much confirms to me that Warzone as we know it on the current iteration will probably cease development when this new version comes out. I reckon they're going to wipe the slate clean, and we're just going to have like the new Modern Warfare 2 guns in there to start with. There was some hinting that Modern Warfare 2 and the new Warzone will have a massive upgrade for the GUNSMITH system. So let's imagine that you could make a custom bake of your favorite guns and essentially create your own blueprints. And whilst they didn't show us anything and they didn't go into a great amount of detail, it's obvious that they've got this new engine and they're trying to innovate again within the BR genre. Now moving on, they also told us about some fixes and big gameplay changes coming to Warzone in the future, Season 2.5 to Season 3. Down the line, there may be some ability to, let's say, check some boxes with respect to matchmaking and preferences. So again, no specifics were mentioned, but I think it was alluding to, hey, I only want to play with PC players, or I only want to play with console players. I only want to play against mouse and keyboard, for example. In terms of rank play is a priority for the team. The challenge for them at the moment is timing. It's a big lift, critically important for them and for the game, and it's not locked in on the calendar just yet. They want to make
I really feel like that they need to have a crossplay option where it can only be between Xbox and PlayStation, and there should be an option for PC. I'm not saying that PC Master Race is bad or anything, but how many times we have seen hackers in the game, you know what I mean?
Sure that they do it right first and do it well, and give those long-term players an end game. We talked about aim assist as well. They're potentially looking at scaling that with distance, but nothing confirmed. They're working on visibility for players overall, being able to see people better. They're working on world traversal issues. If you played Caldera, you'll know that you get stuck on a lot of stuff, and that's going to be coming in Season 3, roughly April. And also in Season 3, improved directional footstep audio. That's a massive deal for me. Hopefully they come through on that one. They elaborated on the field of view slider for console. I know a lot of people request this, but they say that it's a really difficult one, and last generation consoles are the challenge because they can't maintain frame rate while offering people a bigger field of view. And frame rate...
Yeah, man, Sony Pony 4 Jet engine and the Xbox VCR, it's very old, very old.
If you play the COD games on console, it's always been the top priority. So they said that if you give people an FOV slider on old gen, you essentially give them the option to slide their frame rate down at the same time. And then they mentioned if they did it on next gen, but not last gen, all they're going to do is further increase the skill gap. They said that the largest player base by far is on the old generation consoles, so the Xbox One and PlayStation 4. And they feel that if they...
This is exactly why we're not gonna be seeing any like true next-gen game for the for at least the next 2 years, maybe even 3, like 4 years. Are we really gonna do that? I'm not sure.
Next gen only, and it's already on PC. It would only contribute to more toxicity, and the game would become further unbalanced. So they're not going to go after it in Warzone 1 because of the frame rate and the skill gap. They didn't talk about Warzone 2 in regards to field of view. And last gen, they said, is still today a large, huge portion of their player base. Next gen consoles still harder to get hold of because of chip shortages, accessibility, cost, the pandemic. Next gen numbers are still really small, relatively speaking. And they said that they wouldn't love anything more to just focus on 2 next gen consoles and only PC. But it's just such a big pain in the ass to balance this with all the old hardware there. 120 Hz on Xbox Series X. I didn't realize this, but they haven't had that since Caldera. They said that that's a software issue with the package that Xbox have recently switched to, and they're trying to push on that, but it requires work from Microsoft and Call of Duty. More fixes and changes for the game in Season 2. So we've got traversal improvements, which means increased mantle height and collision fixes. The gas mask, the animation will not interrupt the player in aim down the sight. Armor plates will refill full plates of armor before filling damaged plate.
So we're gonna have like increased like mantle like that, bruh. Like, come on,
That's a big change, and it's gonna mean that there's a lot more armor in the game. So I think it means that, imagine if you've got a tiny little bit of armor to fill in one of the chunks. You use a plate and it only fills a little bit. That's how it is at the moment, but I think with this patch, it's going to fill one entire plate. So it will fill that little bit and almost the whole of the next chunk, if you get what I'm saying. Vehicles handling and a reduction in collision of world geometry. There will be parachute improvements. That means being able to deploy them at a lower vertical height. Restrictions, dead silence, and stun grenades will be removed from Vanguard Royale. There'll be stunned fixes. That means the aim assist will now scale.
So does that mean that we're not going to be able to throw flashbangs? Come on, man. Let our brother throw flashbangs and stuns and whatnot.
Properly when stunned, and it won't increase aim assist strength. I know that's a big advantage of playing on controller. If you get stunned, the aim assist just seems to work for you, but that won't be the case anymore. There'll be nerfs to fighter planes and gas canisters. The final circle will be less likely to end on peak. And then finally, there's more to come mid-season 2.5. When you're down, you'll be able to control whether you get resurrected.
Well, folks, let me know your thoughts. Like and subscribe. I'll keep you in the loop. Looks like that the reveal is probably not, and the game is likely going to come out early. But check out this video on the screen, and we'll see you right there.